Okay, engine iteration 3. This time I finished the head and made a lot, and I mean a lot of changes. But first, the things that I made. Of course, the head part, this thing, yeah, I made it in. I decided to make it into a open design, as in it's not fully enclosed. So at the front here is where air comes in. It goes into the middle part here. Actually, let's do that. Yeah. Okay, in the middle of this box, there's a hole going into the engine. Excuse me, pardon me. Yeah, if you can see, this is the cylinder, there's the hole, and if I hold my mouse here, there's the tube. There's the hole for the tube, right? And then go back here, and then there's these two cutouts for these clips. I think they're called collets or something. Yeah, this is to prevent the valve itself moving, well, off from falling out of where it's supposed to be. This is just to hold it in place. Okay, and then the gears, I made this little slit as a timing mark. I'll explain about that later. And then I also made this little notch that aligns with the gear, so I can assemble it easily. Yeah, okay, so now the gears, I've managed to learn how to make a gear and, well, fit them. As it turns out, they're huge when I actually printed them. Either way, this looks fine over here, but when I actually assembled it, this, well, the gears doesn't quite line up like this. It works, but it's sloppy. I'll show you that later. Okay, and then the changes are the base itself. I made the top part of the base a bit thicker, as in the last version. The top part was a bit too thin to the point that some air would leak out. So I made it thicker. And then the piston. It has now. Oh, 1 second. Okay, you can see this. It has a lip now. This is just to reduce a little bit of friction on the bottom part of the piston, and then make it fit better on the top part, so less air leaks out around the piston, right? And then the crank, the conrod, and the piston pin doesn't change. What changed is the crank journal. It's a lot shorter now, although as you will see later, it's not short enough. And also, oh come on, crank, go away. Okay, you can see that it's not a complete circle anymore. Again, this is to, well, help align the timing with this. As you can see, the flat part faces the bottom when this timing slit also faces the bottom. Easy enough, right? Now, there's quite a bit of weirdness, I know. Why isn't the head just a part of the cylinder? Well, if you've seen the last part, you know that I added the head onto the base cylinder. because I'm still learning. I want to take it step by step. And this is just easier to do. Although if I ever decide to redo a fourth version of the engine, I will make it a lot smaller first. Secondly, yeah, I will minimize the part count. As you can see, this is not exactly a short list. Yeah, minimize the part count and then minimize tolerances even more. Now the three main problems of this engine are first, disc clips. There's supposed to be two of them, but I only modeled one, and I just printed two of them. Okay, but in practice, this doesn't seem to be quite effective enough. It keeps the valve in place, yes, it works. But when the engine is turning, the clips tend to fall off the engine. It as in just it threw itself, it gave up. Okay? That is the first problem. The second problem is, well, being the crank journal is too long. So the crank journal and the crank gear likes to throw around back and forth. Not enough to disengage to the other gear, but it's enough to make extra friction to stop the engine. The third problem is, as I explained before, the gears doesn't fit quite right. Okay. As for the collets, I need to make a complete redesign of the clips. I don't know what I will do, but for now it stays. It works just enough. And then for the crank journal, I can do add-on fix, as in to put a spacer in here, just to stop it moving around. As for the gears, yeah, I'm going to leave them alone. It works enough as it is, but well, it works enough. Even though it's sloppy, it works enough. Okay. Now, yeah, this has problems, but I'm going to call this finished. Oh wait. I forgot something. There is this, hide this. Yeah, on the valve, box, hole, journal, or whatever you call this, there's a slit here now. Now this is for two purposes. One, to reduce the amount of friction friction area. Okay, and then the slit is for holding optional lubrication. Well, I hope it works. I haven't tested this one yet. So I can just drip some extra lube in here, and when it rotates, it will just lubricate itself extra. I cannot do that on this block because, well, this has a hole. If I add that, the wall would be too thin. And as for this, well, the area in here is small enough that I don't need to worry about that. I also added this to the crank, the same thing, but it has two pits here. Just because it's so thick, I managed to put two pits in here. Yeah, okay, so this is the 3D model part done. Let's go to the actual engine itself that I have finished. Here it is, the engine. Unfortunately, this time I won't be showing you an assembly picture, video, anything like that. You can only see the finished, finished form, because one of the biggest mistakes I made, this, the crank journal, and the crank are glued together, and this is the key to disassembling the whole engine. And I cannot take that apart, so no assembly video. Right, so the engine moves great. You can see how much minimum friction there is. How much minimum? I mean, how freely it spins. As you can see, probably over here it's a bit shiny, at least on camera. Yeah, that's a bit of lube. In here, can you see? Maybe, yeah, a little bit. Also shiny, also lube. Over here too, on the valve tube, lube. And here's the small thing that I can take apart. The clips to keep the valve tube in place. And as you can see, I keep having problem with it turning around or popping off. It's way too easy to pop out, as you can see. I just pop that one out and it slides out. But at least it works enough to keep it in place, right? And that's only a thing I thought of after I made most of the bottom end. Oh, right, I just realized the camera is upside down. So do it like this. Probably better. Right? So the biggest mistake with this engine is, one, the crank is glued to the crank journal. You know, maybe next time I'll just make it a single part instead. The second biggest mistake is the crank moves sideways too much. Enough to the point that sometimes it's not engaging the valve gear. Right? And the third is, well, the gear doesn't fit quite right, like you see in the earlier part of the video. Right? Yeah, just this small thing caused the timing to be off, allowing for not enough air to come into the engine, pushing the piston down. So this engine unfortunately doesn't work. I will be working on a